Good afternoon, everyone. This is Karen Main at St. Raphael's, and on this week's Mass Matters podcast, we're now talking about Chapter 14. And Chapter 14 is titled Empty Pews, Where Are All the Old People? This is a very difficult chapter to really talk about because it's really talking about the decline of Catholicism in recent years. And they talk a little bit about statistics. And back in 1955, they believe 75% of Catholics that claimed themselves Catholics attended church, and how dramatically that has fell to about 39%. And we're not even sure if that is a high number in today's standards of those who claim they are Catholic who actually attend church. We do see that with the Hispanic culture growing, the Sunbelt states are seeing a little bit of an uprise in their numbers. But in the Midwest and in the East, where the church originally settled, along with a lot of the Catholic institutions such as universities and hospitals, in our Midwest and Eastern part of the United States, it is definitely declining. We know that, we've seen that. We know that probably one of the reasons that there has been a sharp decline in more recent years is the reason of the sexual abuse scandal that went on in the church. We know this happens in many different areas in school things, but we also have saw a huge hit. A lot of people separated themselves from the Catholic Church when that was happening. We also see that we are moving into a very liberal and a very secular direction. And in many instances, via media and science, a lot of times religion is being talked about, that religion is really the enemy of today's day and age. So it's a very difficult chapter to talk about. It's kind of a lot of negativism going on in here. It talks a lot about the institutions are very far left secular, including education, media, Silicon Valley, global firms, corporate America, all of the slogans, the logos, the news stories, movies, sitcoms, publicity, venues, celebrities. They're all of these areas a lot of time are promoting values that are at odds with the church. We are really a very large minority in today's standards and acceptability. And there's really nowhere to hide. It's just a very, very difficult time with the acceptance of everything is okay, everyone is okay, and we have to sort of meet these acceptable terms. The sexual revolution of the 60s really triumphed. Today there are more people living together and having children out of wedlock than there are actual people having children within marriages. We know that same-sex marriage is legal in much of the country at this time, and the issues just go on and on and on. We talk about legalized assisted suicide, harvesting of human eggs that might even be sold on eBay. There are just many, many, many issues that go on that are very unacceptable to the Catholic Church, the rules of the Catholic Church, but are acceptable in the eyes of the general public. We've also seen that Sunday has become a day of shopping, soccer, sports. In the beginning of September, we already, with back to school and Christmas shopping, consumerism really is ongoing with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Amazon Prime Day. There's all of these ambitions for people to be consumerists and to find that those are the elements that supposedly fulfill our lives. And it's not necessarily leaving time for spiritual growth, contemplation, and all of those things seem to say Mass doesn't matter. So those of us that do come to Mass and make that statement, something very, very different from what's common in today's society. So all of those things help to explain why Mass attendance has dropped. And we need to become, as Christians and followers of our Catholic identity, need to really see that we need to be intentional Christians. And we need more than ever to evangelize to those around us and to be witnesses to our faith. I truly believe that those of us that come to Mass on a regular basis experience something much deeper and much greater than just filling a Sunday obligation. And especially as we've been traveling through this time of COVID, I really do think that we have been experiencing a time when isolation and loneliness aren't fulfilling, but to gather for the greater good and to come together as community is deeper and wider. And we need to really understand that commitment. So this was a very, very short chapter, but I want to leave you with a couple of questions. As we look at today's society, how do we handle this secular society? Do we confront it? Do we withdraw from it? What do you find most challenging in trying to hold on to the Catholic identity of your faith? What issues within the Catholic faith bother you? Because we are not a perfect church. We realize that. There are some things in the church that we continue to look at and are trying to overcome. Where and how do you see hope? Thank you for your time. A shorter message today. God bless. Bye-bye.